So you have nothing. You have no like. This is the best thing for you to do. The best thing for you to do right now is to do something that A, you really dig and you're into, and B, it's an opportunity to own your own kind of thing, right? Run your own thing, no boss, and potentially probably sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you're trying to do and what you're all about and how I can.
So as for my clothing company, I do it with my buddies. We started up like last year, so it's like a work in progress. But my sister, she's like a model, so she has like a lot of followers on Instagram. She's like a huge influencer. So I have like all those people I'm able to reach out, give them sweatshirts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the issue is just being able to like that stuff's like easy like to like bring it, but also trying to figure out like branding in a different way, like for example being Facebook ads or stuff like that. But like in order to do that,
you guys use Facebook ads?
We do, but in order to do that, you know, it takes a lot of practice in order to know how to do it and all that stuff.
Yeah, it always amazes me. I see all these ads now talking about how, oh yeah, start your own Facebook ad agency. All you need to do is like, you see this picture? All you need to do is put a picture and then just, it's so much more complicated than that. And when I say complicated, I mean, you can figure it out, you can do it, but it's not as easy as some of these people like to say, oh, you can make $10,000 a month just in 24 hours. Like that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, because Facebook ads and Instagram ads and even Google AdWords and, well, now it's called Google Ads, all this type of marketing, it takes practice. I've done Facebook and Instagram ads for a lot of Shopify stores, and I've done consulting. I do Facebook ads myself, I do Instagram ads myself, pre-roll, YouTube pre-roll ads. It's an important part of having a brand. So keep going, I'm sorry.
But I mean, but like most important thing I was going to ask you more on the app side. So I'll tell you, like I have an app I own an app with 2 kids that are Cal Berkeley. So they code everything, and then I'm on the business side of it.
Nice.
So
what's the app? What's the app called? Can you?
Yeah. So it's Fizz. It's like a social media app for food. So it gives people ability. You know, girls are obsessed taking pictures of their food. So it gives them ability to post a picture of the food, tag the restaurant, so people actually can know where it is, and it tells them the location, all that stuff, and then eventually we're going to bring out discounts, all that stuff. So what we're trying to do is
time out. So it's hold on a second. Let me try to understand this. So it's a food app. I thought there was something like this that exists.
It's like Yelp, but the main thing that we're trying to like intrigue people and like get people aware is the whole social media aspect of it. Like being able to bring people like to like as a more like community and seeing people like post their picture and they can actually realize like, oh hey, this is where like this person's got that or where they got to eat that, and you know, and, like it brings awareness like more of like a smaller family-owned restaurants rather than like the franchise, you know.
So it focuses mostly on like novelty, unique kind of restaurants.
Like
more mom and pop, small business type. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So that's the specific niche or niche.
Yeah. So like the whole like it's like an Instagram for food basically. Type of thing.
So it's almost like a social media platform.
Totally, yeah.
But related to food, but not just food, related specifically to these types of unique, interesting, different types of restaurants.
Like there's like restaurants in like LA where you can, I don't know if you've seen it, where people like you can bite, it's like a fruity pebble and like you can blow smoke out of your mouth. Like there's probably like
I can't even imagine.
There's probably like there's like probably little shops like that are similar, like that have really cool ideas that nobody even knows about.
Oh yeah, totally.
So like being able like to bring that. But also, in order to make money, it's going to be free, obviously. But in order to make money, we have to get enough users so other companies want to pay for advertisements on it.
Yeah, of course. That's where the money is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the money is. So you need attention.
Yeah,
you need users. You need traffic. You need people like being like, dude, you got to check out this app. Oh my God, this app's killed. You need them sharing it all over social media. So where are you at right now? And what's is this live? Have you launched this?
As of right now, they are working on. It's been like a year, but they're working on the security, like the back end of it, trying to make sure the security. Once that's up, everything is fully running, and then it's my turn to get everything going. But my next step is I have ideas as to where I'm going to go. But in the end of the day, I'm going to need a lot of money in order to store users' data and all that stuff. And how am I thinking about am I going to go to Chapman and do this, or should I just not even worry about going to the entrepreneur lab and just then figure out on my own and reach out to people. Like that's where I'm just like, which way.
Yeah. What ideas do you have right now? Like what does your gut tell you that you should do to launch this thing and get? So what you need is basically you need traffic, and you need people to use the platform, and you need people to tell their friends, and you need to build it. You want to get high on the charts in the App Store, which is what every app wants. You want to get high on the charts, like a TikTok or whatever. Okay, so what are your ideas for getting there? So you're talking about growth at scale and fast.
So we're starting. So obviously we're going to start at one.
How old are you now? How old are you now?
I'm 20.
Oh, dude, you're 20. So I mean, like. Before you even say what you're going to say, the first thing that I want to stress to you is having the right expectations.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? It doesn't mean not going after it. It doesn't mean not trying hard. It doesn't mean not exploring every avenue and putting your all into this and trying to get as fast and big as possible. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. But also have the right expectations. It's not going to be built overnight. It's not going to be built in 6 months. It's not going to be built in 12 months. It may not even be built in 36 months. This is something long term. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't see a little bit of growth or at least some momentum after 24 months, 18 months, that might be alarming. Yeah. But again, the right expectations. You're only 20. You don't have to raise a family. You're probably living with your parents, right?
Yeah.
Or at the dorm or whatever. Yeah. So you have nothing. You have no like. This is the best thing for you to do. Mm-hmm. The best thing for you to do right now is to do something that. A, you really dig and you're into, and B, it's an opportunity to own your own kind of thing, right? Run your own thing, no boss. Yeah. And potentially probably sell it to somebody. Yeah. I mean, which is whatever you want to sell it to some big company. Mm-hmm. So just have those expectations, because I see this happen all the time when I consult with people who are like you and young entrepreneurs and business owners. They want it now. Yeah. And that's I haven't. You got to have the right expectations. So having said that, what do you think are the best ways to go about it? What does your gut tell you?
So from the start is once we have everything up and running, we're gonna have like family members, our close friends start it, see if there's any bugs that need to be fixed, and then eventually lead to that. Me either gonna make a landing page and that have people that make it all like super hype and like sign up in order to. Like on the landing, like sign up in order to be the first people to do this. But in order for that, you need advertising or some sort of way to intrigue people to come to it. But also like one idea that I have, so we're starting in Berkeley because it's like a lot of family owned. It's like college town, but also family owned like restaurants. So it'd be good. But my idea was more of, in order to get people go, you say, hey, free food. All you have to do is if I get enough people, my thought thing is, if I get enough people to go, the restaurants will be intrigued to go bring free food. In order for them to bring free food, in order for the people that come eat and do it, like see all the family-owned restaurants around there, then they have to download the app, sign in, and they can just do whatever they want, post a picture if they want.
Well, no, you don't even have to go. I don't even think you have to do that. All you have to do is it could be very simple. Just have people say go to this restaurant and use this code. Mm-hmm. The code is like freaking Funtown or whatever. Yeah. And the code lets the restaurant owner know that it came from you guys. Yeah. So if they come from you guys, right, and then they get some kind of benefit, right? Yeah. So yeah, but one thing that I want to ask you is do you definitely think that the audience for this app, like who do you think is the ideal kind of audience for this app? Do you think it's younger people? Like who are the kind of people that are going to see whenever you think of starting an app this is just a business idea, you have to think of the end consumer, the end user. Yeah. What do they want? What's the most convenient? What has the less friction? What is going to help them solve their problem? Yeah. That's it. Like, I have a problem. I can't find a place to eat that's not McDonald's or Wendy's or Subway. I want to eat someplace where the food is good, the environment is good. These are people who want to go out to eat. See, me as a parent, right? I'm 42, about to be 43, and most people my age, we're not looking for fine dining or unique dining. Like, we like small businesses and we like restaurants, but like for us, it's all about the kids. It's all about convenience. So, I mean, that audience demographic, I'm not saying that there isn't people in my age group or in my demographic that like having unique restaurant experiences. That's what your app complements.
Yeah.
Your app complements unique restaurant experiences. Who is the ideal audience for that? If you don't know who the ideal audience for that is, and I'm talking everything like geographic location, demographic, psychographic, what is their interest, their makeup, how much money they make, that's something that you need to understand before you do any kind of, I think, marketing strategy, because that is going to inform your marketing strategy. That's the data. That's the data that you're going to provide to, and you can even put that data into Facebook, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You can put that data into Instagram, you can put that data into Google, and they'll send it to all those people, right? So when they scroll their Instagram feed, hey, check out this new app that, you know, it's all about, so what you're selling is convenience. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's
It's
like,
not even about the restaurant experience,
yeah,
which is part of it.
It's
But
more
what you're selling is like, dude, so who is the kind of person that needs something like that? Who's the kind of person that is yearning for something like that?
yeah, it's just like it's like for the more like the older
Have
audience.
you tested this before? Like, have you tested this idea? Or is this just like something that you thought was cool?
I just thought of the idea, and then we decided to go on board on it and see where it takes us.
Like, what made you think that this was a good idea? Like, what was the hey, this is a really good
Because-
idea. People need this, or
Yeah.
what made you think of this?
Because what I realized was like when I was thinking one day, it's just like for me, I'm more like a creative person. Like when I have an idea, I kind of like write it down or something like that. So I was like, okay, talk to my dad about it. He was like, usually my dad's either like, this is not good or
He's going to tell you the truth.
Exactly.
He's not going to BS.
Yeah, he's not going to BS me.
Most family is like.
So he was that's actually a good idea. So I sat down with my buddy and all of that, and we ended up making it. But
Is he a businessman, your dad?
yeah, so he worked for Cisco. He Cisco systems.
Very nice.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's a big company.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so going back to the audience.
Yeah.
The thing that.
Plus, what's the downside?
Yeah.
It's not like you're not trying to raise a family. Like I said,
Yeah.
this is, even if this fails, which I'm not saying it is, or God forbid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, this is better than any stupid university, marketing school, business school. I mean, we're in a university right now, and I'm saying this.
Yeah.
It's better than any class.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna learn.
Exactly.
You're gonna have stuff to take with you. You're gonna have unbelievable, invaluable insight and information into what is the A to B process, A to Z process of starting something like this, marketing something like this, distributing something like this, selling something like this, getting advertisers for something like this. Again, this goes back to expectations. This goes back to mindset.
Yeah.
Don't think of a $1 billion buyout. Don't think of like, I'm gonna get 3 million users daily, by Tuesday. I think if you go in with the expectation, like, I'm passionate about this idea, I'm going to be into it, so my heart's going to be into it, which means you're going to work really hard without having to put in any effort. And this is going to be, there's no downside to this. Like, you're already in school, you're getting your degree. This might take up more time than maybe your school studies require, or it might take away from your school studies, but I think you're still going to probably do okay with school. Like, let's hope it does, and make sure it does. There's no downside to this. There's plenty of upside. There's zero downside. The downside is that, hey, it didn't work. Okay, cool. What does that mean? Remember what I said in class. Failure is your greatest teacher, right? Go back to the drawing board. What did we do wrong? How can we make it better? How can we make the next idea? Or maybe even how can we go back and see what didn't work and apply it to a completely new, brand new idea. I think everybody should go through this. I think this is the ultimate business school. So, just having that expectation, everything else from now on, if this thing hits, fantastic. If not, fantastic. I mean, that's how I would think about it. There's ups, there's zero downside. If you nail down who the exact type of audience is, that's going to make your marketing and your ability to grow and scale a lot easier. And you gotta hope that this is enough of a unique experience that complements convenience in a frictionless environment that people will go for it, and there's a lot of luck involved in this too.
Yeah.
If the timing's right, if everything lines up right, this could be gold. What I would say is definitely now let me ask you this: when you say you want to hit up like Berkeley and colleges, why Berkeley and colleges?
So,
because my first thought when I think of college students is college students don't usually have a lot of money. Like when I was in college, I ate McDonald's and Subway every day because that's all I could afford. And another thing was I wasn't looking for restaurant experiences being a 19 to 22-year-old. What I was looking for was just parties and fun and like driving places and experiencing things and going out to the desert and going out to Los Angeles and going to clubs. That's what I wanted to spend my money on. So I was just curious, what made you think college students?
Like when I look at it as like, for example, like say not even a college student or people younger, 15 when they're first getting their iPhones, I don't think they're going to go on Yelp and look at the reviews. I think they can more care about the pictures and the, what it looks like more than, looking at reviews saying, 5-star, this place is great. They're going to be like looking at pictures, if it looks good, they're going to go to it, So that's my thought process as like when Yelp, people that are older are more care about that stuff rather than my age. They're not going to click on the button and see who said what. They're just looking like, this is where I want to go,
Interesting. So you're basing that on your own experience, or you're basing that
just
actually
from
on research?
Just from my experience, seeing what other people.
I mean, you're 19. You're 20. How old are you again? 20.
20, yeah.
So you probably know your generation's thought process and behavioral patterns. Yeah, I mean, I know my wife, who's a lot older than you. My wife looks at reviews first for everything she buys online. I think reviews are really, really important for purchasing anything, but this isn't going to be something that they purchase, right? This is a free app.
Yeah.
The money's going to come hopefully from growing and from just like Facebook. Facebook is free, but all their whole money comes from ads. I'm not really worried about, what I'm interested in is, I think the big thing for this to scale is to definitely get it, I don't know what the UI UX of the app is going to be, but make sure that is nailed down to where it's appealing visually. I agree with you when you say that the visuals and the aesthetic are really important. Make sure that the UI UX of it is super, super simple. If I were you, I think that voice technology and speaker technology, Alexa, Google Pod or Apple Pod or Google Home or whatever, the voice technology of the future is now. And I think that if you can somehow incorporate voice in there, somehow, I think that would give you an edge too. Maybe help have it be, integrated with Alexa or what have you, or any other kind of voice technology. And make sure that it's really super simple and easy to use. And maybe even just copy Instagram's UI UX. Have like the ability to set up a profile, and maybe you could even have eventually, you could have people who set up profiles and have followers, and people who become quote unquote influencers of your app. And like, these are the people to follow if you want to know where all the good stuff is, all the good restaurants. They post pictures from all these restaurants, and then have them get branding deals and what have you with restaurants and food. I mean, there's so many possibilities. It's limitless. Just, getting the awareness of it, making, like, for you right now, the fundamental stage is making sure that the UI UX is so, like, just pristine, and then making sure that you don't waste ad spend on targeting people that this isn't going to appeal to. Because you're going to need to get awareness for this. And word of mouth is the best kind of advertising, but in order to get that word of mouth, you need to get it into the hands of people who definitely could use that convenience. And the people who could definitely use that kind of convenience are the people who consider a restaurant dining experience exactly that. It's not just a practical thing to fill up their belly, it's an experience. So how do we dissect, how do we research and analyze who that individual is? They call that the ideal customer avatar, the ICE. Who is your ideal customer avatar? How old are they? What are their interests? How much money do they make? What cities and are they in cities, towns? What's their geographical makeup? Are they married? Are they single? These kinds of things. So, and that may come from just doing a lot of testing and just, I mean, literally just doing even like man on the street stuff, just asking people like, hey, if there was an app, that, so going back to your sister you said is an Instagram influencer?
Yeah.
So definitely she'd be willing to help you or not?
Oh, yeah.
How many followers does she have?
Like close to 700,000.
Jeez Louise, that's great.
Yeah, so I know like a ton of people that are Instagram influencers that would help out.
Yeah, I mean
they
that's
would help me out with my
for free, or do they charge?
Yeah, for free.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean if you can take advantage of Instagram influencers,
yeah,
there's your market research right there.
Yeah.
So have these people literally ask their audience, hey, check this out. There's a new app that you'll never again have to worry about finding an awesome place for you and your friends, or you and your coworkers, or you and your, hey, look at this is the new spot. This is the new hot spot, and I found it using whatever. Have you thought of a name for this app?
It's called Fizz. But
Fizz, that's right, Fizz.
But the thing is I talked
to my. Changing that?
I talked to my business law professor, and I was talking about how there's actually like another like company
trademark
called Fizz,
right.
And he was worried. He's like, I recommend finding a different name.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it has to be something like an Uber,
exactly.
Google,
gotta be something,
something weird. Like those weird names really work well.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, you could think of something, but it should be. I like one syllable, monosyllabic. Like I think those are good. Yeah, I mean something, right?
Yeah.
Something related to the theme. It's just like the title of an essay. Something related to what the app does. Something like I don't know, Easy Eats or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But like that's terrible. But something along those lines where it rolls off the tongue. That's important.
Yeah.
And dude, if you can leverage these Instagram influencers, like that would be fantastic, because that is the best kind of marketing. If they're not charging you, if you're actually friends with these guys and your sister's one of them, that could take care of your entire brand awareness campaign right there.
Yeah.
Because you need brand awareness.
Yeah.
And let me ask you just really quickly, because it's not just about followers. Do these Instagram influencers have a lot of engagement on their posts?
Yeah.
Make sure that you because a lot of people call themselves Instagram influencers, but they've bought and paid for all their followers. So make sure that they actually have real brands are getting a lot more savvy and they're smarter about who they work with, because they're wasting money. They're not getting any ROI. Like somebody could have 1 million subscribers or followers, but they have 2 likes. Yeah. Those aren't real followers.
Yeah.
So make sure they have real engagement. And then dude, if you could take, that is like wow. That's like hitting the jackpot. If you have, how many influencers? You said more than a couple.
So for my clothing company, I have a girl, like one of my really close friends, who has like 150,000 Instagram followers, and she does everything for free for shooting for photo shoots. She does it for free. And then my sister and my sister's boyfriend has like close to 200,000.
That's great.
So that's great. And then
even micro influencers, there's a lot of buzz about even taking advantage of micro influencers. Now, are these like food and lifestyle type of influencers, or are they more fashion influencers? It doesn't really matter at this point.
They're mostly like fashion, sort of like models.
Yeah, I mean, if that is like golden. If you could take advantage of that might even save you a lot. Not even might. It's definitely going to save you a lot of money. And then see what happens. I'm proud of you, dude. That's freaking crazy.
So what, like I said about getting that type of money, like in order to start up this app and store all that database and all that stuff, like where?
How much money do you need? I don't even know. I've never created an app before.
I don't know like the exact.
What do you mean database? You have to pay for storage.
You just pay for storage. So like
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you have to pay for storage.
Yeah,
That's how Google and all these people operate.
So if it keeps on building, I know it. I don't know the exact, but it's just like I think it's like 10,000 users. It's like $300 a month or something like that. Yeah. So, but if that keeps
you could try to get investors in exchange for equity, but the problem is if you don't raise that money yourself, and you're going to be having a lot of hands in the pot, that's not always something that is. That's not always something that is favorable for a young first-time entrepreneur. Yeah. But I don't even know. Are you a first-time entrepreneur? Have you done this before? Have you done things like this?
Like the clothing company. So I've learned like that like my expectations, like you said, they were like, oh, this will be easy money. Like I have all influence.
Yeah,
It's
there's
not
no
even
such thing
close
as
to
easy
that.
money.
So
There's no such thing as easy money, and nothing ever comes without working hard for it.
yeah, exactly.
And that's not even sounding like dad vibe about it. It's just the truth. It's just a fact. What about family investing? You said your dad thought it was a good idea. Does he have any capital he could throw into this?
I mean, yeah, I think he would. It's just I think that he would. Yeah.
I mean, you
It's
could always do a
really-
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Have you done a Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah. Like,
Or a
yeah,
GoFundMe.
yeah.
I mean, if you have friends and influencers, you could try it that
Yeah.
way, or just take the
Sure.
VC route. Try and get venture capitalists to invest in you.
I mean, I think at the end of the day,
just research this. Like if you research this, research like just Google how do I raise funds for my company or for my business, and I guarantee you there's even YC backed. I just interviewed a CEO of a brand new startup for live streamers, and it's YC backed.
Yeah.
So Y Combinator, which is an investment fund, investment group. So there's plenty of ways. Kickstarter I hear is one. I've never used Kickstarter, but I know it's a fantastic way to raise money. Family and friends. I mean, if you have some pretty well connected family and friends, and just make sure that, and if they want some kind of, if you really want them to take you seriously, I think you should have some type of contract in place, something in writing that says, look, I'm borrowing this much money, but I'm definitely willing to give it back with interest or whatever, or even a piece of the pie, maybe 2% equity or 1% equity. I think that's killer. But yeah, I mean, you could do GoFundMe, Kickstarter, just the organic way. I just don't think that's going to last, and that's probably not going to get you a lot.
I think once
you don't really have a fleshed out idea yet. The problem is this app doesn't even exist yet. It's not live. So most real investors who have real money, they're not going to invest in something that doesn't already have a proven business model. So the real investors are the people who can really get you capital fast, but they want their money back, and they want not only their money back, they want to make money. So that's why they're investing. So if you don't have a proven business model, it's too early to get any kind of outside external investing. So, I mean, do you have any savings? Do you have any money right now?
I mean, I do, from just working in the clothing company. I think
what I think you should do, honestly, is don't even worry about that just yet. Get the app out there, start getting the users. I think maybe we're premature on this. Because you might not get anything for a while. And then all you're worried about is how do I raise money? How do I raise money? You're asking people for money. Have a proven business model. Have, break 100,000 users. Break ground first. Then okay, now we've got, we're getting 1 million users, 35, 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. So Instagram has 1 billion monthly active users, 1 billion monthly active users, right? YouTube has something 4 million hours of video uploaded a minute or something like that, some crazy stuff. So user-generated platforms, it takes a time to grow. It takes a while to grow. TikTok is a perfect example. TikTok is basically Musical.ly, but it's just it's just caught a brand new wave of momentum. It's one of the most popular apps in the App Store. So worry about getting the users first, and then you can worry about the data storage costs. Because once you get once that problem arises, that's a problem I think is easily fixable. Because that's something that you can legitimately, concretely show to investors, not just family members, to real investors. Look at my app, look at the numbers, I've got data to prove it, I can verify it. You're going to be investing in a viable business. That's it. That's how you get it. Don't even worry about that right now. Worry about this being the best product for your user, your end user. You need to know who your end user is. And then make that thing just crystal, frictionless, beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, easy to use, convenient, all the good stuff. And then use the Instagram influencers to get brand awareness. And then hopefully when people start using it, they're like, holy mackerel, this is amazing. They start sharing it. It gets viral, and then you can go to investors and say, look, these are our actual analytics and data. We need your help. And they'll be happy to help. Especially in this world. Everybody wants to be the next Instagram. Everybody wants to be the next Snapchat or the next Twitter or Facebook. Everybody wants that. If you've got something that's anywhere even near that, right? I mean, it's basically a social media platform, but for foodies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's killer. But another thing that I have a problem with is why can't this be done on Instagram? Can't it be done on Instagram? Isn't it already being done on Instagram? Aren't there like food influencers?
There is.
By the way, why don't you reach out to people who are
exactly,
like, I know one girl herself, her channel is Cheat Day Eats.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called Cheat Day Eats. And she's an influencer and she just travels the world trying different food from different restaurants. Like, reach out to food influencers and tell them about your idea. You need to you need to get out there. I'm assuming you're going to be the CEO, right? Or you're going to be the founder, CEO.
Yeah, founder.
You might, until you hire somebody. Like, you need to get out there and be on the ground, boots on the ground. Networking, calling, emailing, texting, DMing.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of work, man. But if you have the right expectation, I don't see why you can't succeed.
Yeah.
I really do. But in that order, I would worry about that. I would worry about making the best product ever, that is just the best product ever for the end user, getting the brand awareness, let it grow, hopefully give it, boost it with, hopefully it'll catch a tidal wave, and the influencers will get that awareness, and because you made such a great product, it will grow and grow and grow, and you'll get more users. Then you can go get for extra investing and funding for storage and all the other costs. There's going to be more than just storage costs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you actually have a viable company. That's how it goes. Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. Dude, thank you so much
Thank
for.
you. Yeah.
That's pretty killer. Yeah. I mean, I think that's all you need.